Mortgage rates went up a little bit last week, but so did demand. Let's talk about it on Today in Mortgages. Hey, what's up, Dreammakers? Welcome back to the show. We're talking about what's real, what's hype, and what you should actually be paying attention to out there in the world of mortgage and real estate news. It's Today in Mortgage. I got Rich Jefferson back with me again today. Rich, I know some of these articles recently feel like maybe we're just doing some self-therapy, looking at some good news in the headlines, but it really is looking better and better out there all the time, right?
Yeah, indeed. And this article kind of just shows some of it.
Definitely. So what we're looking at today is a Fox Business article, the title of which is Mortgage Demand Rises Again Even as Interest Rates Increase. I teased that in the opener, and that's exactly what we're looking at. So Rich, tell us some of the stats that we saw just in the last week of rates versus demand.
Well, rates have been climbing. Just when I say rates have been climbing, right? They're not what they were in October at 8%, but they're still in the high sixes with some discount. But they're down. And like we mentioned, I believe on Tuesday, is that the demand outweighs a lot of all this other stuff, all this other noise, right? Rates have been elevated now for 18 months, more normalized, like I mentioned last time. Just people are feeling more comfortable going out and buying homes today. So that's it.
So yeah, the rates, up a tiny bit from where they were maybe a few weeks ago, but definitely down from last fall. And so I think that's we're in this a small change from week to week where maybe the consumer's not noticing. They just recognize, hey, we're not 8 anymore. We're in the 6s, and that's really good news. And so what we're seeing is that demand coming back, like we've been talking about a lot here on this podcast. And we just want to talk about it because, it feels like we've been down in the dumps for the last year or so. And it's really important to look to the future with some optimism as we're starting our business in 2024 and really trying to push ourselves and our people to do more and to take advantage of some of this turnaround. So, Rich, what do you think about where we're heading?
I feel just as great as I felt on Tuesday when we talked about the national or the Mortgage Bankers Association data for 2024. Everything's looking up. I believe we are through the real dark times, and now there's light at the end of the tunnel. We see things improving, and you can just see it. Applications are up. People want to own a home.
Yeah, we talked about it on Tuesday, and then I read an article, a separate article this morning, and it said predictions for volume for 2024 to be up around 26%, that purchase volume over last year, which is really good news. And so hopefully we can also get some good refi volume in there. This article does it a little bit. It kind of goes back and forth on the data, talking about good news and bad news. I mean, the good news is we're up 26% over last year. The bad news is that obviously we were coming off some really huge years before that. And so it's not like we're going back to 2020. Rich, what can we kind of expect as like a comparable year for what we're looking at 2024?
Well, it's going to be closer to normal prior to the pandemic. 2 trillion. We originated during the pandemic 4 trillion a year, which is double what our industry had done before. And now we're just back to normal volumes. Now, the difference in this coming year is we are going to see an uptick in refinances because of all the higher interest rate purchase loans that we did in 2023. As rates come down, those folks are going to refinance, and their homes are appreciating because sales prices continue to rise. And so they're in a good place to refinance. So I feel great about 2024. I mean, the MBA said we're going to see 2 trillion in originations, and that feels like a 2019 to me, and I would take that over 2023 any day.
Yeah, when you say the word normal, it kind of feels like whatever, but I'll take normal over terrible any time of the day. And so that's something that I'm literally looking forward to, seeing how our people can grow. And we got a lot of good things happening inside the network to help people do that. And we've seen a lot of good things, even in the down year last year, some of our producers growing in really significant ways. And so that's been something that's really fun to see. It's been fun to see you coach them through that, Rich. And if you guys are interested out there and knowing how we are coaching our people to do more, even when times are a little bit lean, check out the Grow link below. We'll get you in touch with somebody to talk to you all about what it would look like to be a part of the best network in mortgages. So, Rich, before we sign off, any last thoughts about what we're looking at here, or just other things you want to talk about?
Not really. We're going to have more good news coming up because it just keeps coming for our industry. So I'm looking forward to the next couple of weeks of talking about all the positive news happening in our industry, Michael.
Most definitely. And I tell you what, some of these things we're talking about is not going to have the same doomsday clickbait appeal, but we are excited to talk about it. And we want you guys to be excited about what's coming up and be using this time now to look ahead to some of the good times that are coming. And so prepare yourself by marketing yourself well. We put together a free resource for you. You can check that out in another link below. It's 5 ways to get ahead while the market's down. And like we said, that market's coming back up. And so you need to be preparing yourself now to take advantage of it. So, Rich, thanks so much for joining me today, making me smart on all things that I need to know about in the industry. And hopefully you guys out there enjoyed it as well. Like we said, click that grow link below to see how Rich is coaching us every day inside the network. And until next time, thanks for joining us on Today in Mortgages. Today Mortgages is produced by Network Funding LP, which is an equal housing lender, NMLS 2297. The content of this program is meant to be a commentary on mortgage and real estate news, and any discussion of rates and or products should not be taken as an individual mortgage or home buying advice or pricing estimates. And any commentary on this show should not be considered a promise to make a loan. All applicants for a loan must qualify, and you should consult a professional regarding your individual loan scenarios for your financial situation. Visit our website at nflp.com/licenses for all state licensing and other legal information.